What's up guys, Matt
and Tom
from the Football Boots team, and today I think it's firstly really important to say a massive well done to the Sidemen and also the YouTube Allstars for raising over £10,000 for their chosen charities, and I think at the moment they're even over 15,000, so a massive well done to those guys for putting on the event and also to you guys for donating. Now what we've done is we've put the link in the description below, so if you want to keep on donating then please do. We'll be doing the same after recording this, but today's video is all about finding out what your favourite YouTubers wear on their feet. So we've gone through the entire squad list to come up with what they wore for the match. So let's get right into the video. So for any of you guys at home that watched the game, you all know the score was 2-0 to the All-Stars. So we're going to be starting with the Sidemen now. Who played in goal?
So Charlie Morley was the Sidemen keeper, and he was wearing the 17 plus pure controls in that turbocharged pack. What do you think of that?
Decent choice by Charlie, so well done to you. Obviously Charlie played in goal, and for me I think he's maybe even better out on pitch, so massive thumbs up for actually going in goal. I think he did a good job, but let's move on to our defenders. So the Sidemen's right back was Zerka. What a boot choice this guy picked. Tommy, what was it?
It was the Gloro 15.1, and now this is a heritage boot, one I personally have and I love. Also big shout out to Zerka guys, because he actually organised the whole event. The dad of the Sidemen they call him, so big shout out to him. So into centre halves now, and now this is your position, Matty. So our first centre half was Rhoda Shaw. What was he wearing on his feet?
W2S, I like what you've done. Kevin De Bruyne inspired. He wore the Launch Magista Obra 2. Really decent boot, and he actually had a really good game. So let's see what the other centre half was wearing for the Sidemen. So his centre half partner was Poet from Copper 90. Nice tall centre half, and his boot choice looked unbelievably classy. But what were they?
So it was a black and white Superfly 5, which was actually Nike ID'd to match the kit. So onto the left back now, someone who you wouldn't really call a YouTuber, but he is boys with the Sidemen, so it's JME. What was his boot choice?
Well, just like Poet, he wore the Nike RD Superfly 5s, look ultra classy again, and although he's not a YouTuber, I love JME's music, and he actually had a pretty decent game at left back as well. So we get into our first midfielder for the Sidemen, and this guy had a great game I thought, lovely dribbling ability, and also some crazy quick pace, and that is Tobe Jizzle. What did he wear?
So he once again wore the black-white Superfly 5, which was Nike ID. That's awesome to see Nike hooking the lads up with some fresh kits to match their kit. So into our second midfielder, and we're looking at Bazinga. What was he wearing?
Well, Bazinga, you made one of the worst tackles I've ever seen. You made the highlights reel. It was an absolute swipe from behind, but what a boot choice you were wearing. The Nike Tempo Legend 6. Nike ID this time, just like your other teammates, but in a white and red colourway, and I thought they looked amazing. So we've had Tobe Jizzle, so let's move on to his brother Manny. Another great game. These brothers are all about rapid pace. What did he wear?
So once again, he obviously had to match his brother. The black and white Nike ID Superfly 5, and like his brother who actually dyed his hair pink when they hit the 10 grand mark, he had a new hairstyle and with white beads in his hair, even to match the kit as well. So onto a guy who is nowhere to be seen on social media, blacked out everything, but on pitch he was one of the best players in my opinion. KSI, what was he wearing?
Massive star. I think a lot of the crowd came to see KSI play, and the main thing he did was a crazy dive in the first half. He rolled about 40 times. I loved it secretly. I thought that was class from him, real funny. But his boot choice was actually really interesting as well. He wore the A16 Plus Primeness, so not even the latest model, in that blue colourway, little bit of a collar up there, but interesting choice from KSI, who obviously prefers those ones than the newer Adidas models. So we get into, without doubt, the biggest fan favourite of the night, and that was Vic Style. What did the guy wear?
Well, of course he had number 123 on his back, and he was wearing the blue and white Hyper Venom 3 DF on his feet. And I think they look class, and of course the fans, he went off and the fans made him come back on, just that much of a fan favourite. So on to the captain for Simon, and who was it but Miniminter? What are we saying?
Simon, great boot choice, the Messi Pure Agilities in the Mercury pack, so in that silver colourway with a little bit of blue trim. Quality footballer is Miniminter. He couldn't quite score a hat-trick like last season's game, but he is quality footballer and a great boot choice. But that is the Sidemen 11, so let's move on to the YouTube All-Stars.
So on to the YouTube All-Stars now, and in goal we had Hugh Wizzy. And the thing that stands out most has got to be his hairdo, but what was he wearing on his feet?
Hey, well, big well done to Hugh Wizzy. Kept a clean sheet, even with that crazy hair coming over his face. Only joking, he had a great game. But he also wore some Nike ID boots, but this time they were the Hyperman Phantom 3DF, and unlike the Sidemen in that black and white colourway, the YouTube All-Stars got a red and black pair of Hyperman, which looked amazing with that kit. So the first fullback for the All-Stars was Calix, who assisted the first goal for Castro with a dreamy cross. What was he wearing on his feet?
Once again, he was wearing the Hype Venom 3 DF with that black and red colourway, and looks classy with the kit. There's not much more you can say. Rightio, and into the first centre back for the YouTube All-Stars, and this was the man of the match as well. Josh Peters, what was he wearing on his feet?
Yeah, so Josh Peters got the Joe Weller Man of the Match award, prestigious award it is from Joe Weller, and he actually wore the X15.1s in that solely yellow colourway. So a boot not from last season, but even the season before. He obviously loves them, very bright looking boots, and what a game that player had. So his centre half partner was Reeve, well known for FIFA videos, but what did he wear on his feet?
So he wore the Hype Venom 3 DF once again in that black and red colourway, and he also had a great game helping his partner get man of the match and keep a clean sheet. Rightio, on to the other fullback, and it is Anderson Gibb. Now he got absolutely hammered by Hugh Wizzy. He was struggling to breathe for a stage there, but what was he wearing on his feet?
Well, interestingly, Anderson Gibb actually wore some Sondico football boots, something that you won't see very often from any professional players, but also amateurs as well. Very unique boot choice, and I think he wore the Strike 2s in that black and white colourway. But let's all pray for Anderson Gibb, because I'm sure he's got a few bruises from Hugh Wizzy's smash. So we've had KSI, so let's move on to his brother, his rival on the other team, and that is Deji. But what did he wear on his feet?
So I almost just want to skip past what he wore on his feet. It was the black and red Hype Venom once again, but the goggles, honestly, they stood out like nothing else. It looked pretty funny, but hey, he did some good things on the ball, to be fair. Okay, and on to the next midfielder, it is JMX. He sustained a bit of an injury along with his mate Anderson Gibb. That dislocated shoulder didn't look nice, but what was he wearing on his feet?
Listen, that injury looked terrible. I could see it almost popping out of his shirt. And crazy, after 10 minutes, after 7 times trying to get back into the socket, he came back on the pitch. No chance that I would be doing that. I'd be straight off the hospital. I'm a lot softer than JMX, so well done to him. And his boot choice was sick as well. The Adidas A 17.1 Prime Knit in that turbocharged colourway. So we move on to Captain Fantastic, Calfreezy, who lifted the trophy, winning 2-0. What did he wear on his feet?
Well, of course, the captain's got to wear the Nike ID Hype Venom 3 DF, red and black colourway. There's no other boot choice for him, really. Rightio, on to the first goal scorer, Castro. Unreal finish, to be fair, like a great header. But what was he wearing on his feet?
Great header from Castro, and also for me, the best boot choice on the pitch, the limited edition EA Sports Superfly. Looked incredible on pitch, that sole plate. A lot of people who have the boots just have them on their mantelpiece. He said, nah, I want to wear them. He did. He scored the goal. What a player, what a match, what a pair of boots. So for me, this next player has the most footballing talent that I have seen on YouTube, and that is Chris MD. Scored a great goal, that second goal to wrap it up. What did he wear?
So on his feet, he had the Magista Obra 2 from the Radiation Flare Pack, and honestly, the red boot with the red sock and that kit was a great choice from him. So into the final player for the YouTube All-Stars, another great performance, and the man was Marcus Butler. What was he wearing on his feet?
Marcus Butler was wearing the Messi Pure Agility Mercury Pack on his feet, just like Miniminter, and for me, he gets the pick of the best hairstyle on display. But that is the two teams wrapped up. Who was your favourite? Let us know in the comment section below. But as I said, guys, please keep donating by clicking on the link in the description below. But that pretty much wraps up the video. What a great game it was, and I can't wait for next season's, and maybe we could be involved next year too. Yeah, get the hint? Hopefully. But guys, thanks for watching as always.
We'll see you next time.